Hello guys, welcome to part 2. This is Luis at Green Zebra Gardening. This is part 2 of the Grobucket system setup. The first part was about the drip irrigation. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. But that was basically just setting up the white bucket over there. I ran through and tested it. Everything works perfect. If you don't have the drip irrigation system for this kit, it depends on when you're watching this as to whether or not it's even out for the public. But right now I think we're kind of testing it just to see how it does. But the basic gist is you have your water reservoir back there. You have a ball valve in the middle. As soon as the water floats enough into the valve, or into the bucket rather, then it stops accepting water. I do like this because you can just fill that one bucket up, but also it just does it on its own. It's amazing. It makes the system a whole lot easier. Even if you don't have the system for the drip irrigation portion of it, it is still really easy. I grew in these buckets tons of peppers last summer. Technically we're just at the end of summer, and everything grew fantastic. But then again, peppers like buckets and containers and whatnot. But at any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the very basic system of just the grow buckets. Even if you don't have the irrigation system, I'm going to show you the grow bucket system itself, how to set that up in this video, and how to go ahead and possibly plant out. I will obviously be shooting these over multiple days, and I'll just put it together like I did the other one. So let's get to the basic, in case you don't want to get that irrigation system. Alright, so here we are. This is your basic system. So this is the same grow bucket we just saw over on the other side. Let me move you guys over to the spot with more light. Maybe that way it doesn't have to turn on. Nope, still turns it on. Okay. It is getting a little dark. We just set back our clocks an hour a couple days, or this week. So if you don't have the drip irrigation, then obviously this piece here is not going to be on there. It's just going to be a hole. So it comes with the bottom part, which creates a reservoir in the bottom, your fill tube, and your cap. You fill this. This is going to be your water line, or rather your measurement as to where the water is. So at any point you can just, oh right, the light from over here turned on, so that'll help with the lights. And so then that way you can just at a glance see it. Depending on how low it is, may mean that you may need to add more water to the system. But let me go ahead and set you guys up, and just like potting up in a regular thing, except this one has a kit in it, which makes this a drip irrigation system. Alright, I may have to figure out a different way to set this up here, but you know, in case anybody's wondering, this is half a bag of Fox Farm potting soil. This is Ocean Forest, and the other half of it is the Kellogg's raised bed potting mix, or soil, or yeah, just potting mix for the raised beds. This is a bright pink and yellow bags you usually see like Home Depot and Lowe's. That's all that is. You can use your favorite potting soil. You want something that is going to be able to sustain life in these for 3 to 4 months, depending on how long your season is. At some point you're going to want to feed as well, and then depending on how big your plants are. But let's get to filling. Alright guys, so that's basically it. This is a broccoli I put in here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it up, or water it in, because the soil is pretty dry. I'm going to go ahead and water it in, and that green top that you see there, that's going to be up at the top. So that's basically going to fill the bottom. What I'm going to go ahead and do is wait for it to go all the way up to the top. I'm gonna see what I can get done. I'm not gonna show you all of them because, you know, just basic transplanting is just transplanting. The majority of it is just getting this thing set up. It is a 5-gallon bucket, but as obviously with the piece in there, it's gonna use up less than a regular 5-gallon bucket will as far as soil. So out of the 2 bags, I'm thinking I can get maybe 3 perhaps, so maybe 6 buckets. So I probably didn't need as much as I bought, but it's always good to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorrow. So I will go ahead and get these set up, and depending on how dark it is, I may go ahead and shoot that today, but I may not shoot it until at least this weekend. It's Thursday, Veterans Day, so every veteran out there, thank you for your service. We will remember you, we will always remember. But I'm gonna go ahead and set this up, and then this will go ahead and use the same system as the other buckets. There's the other containers, the 5-gallon ones, the ones with the Groyos. If you didn't see that video, that'll be in the description below. Where basically I'm setting up the same thing except in a regular 5-gallon container, nursery pot with a small Groya. I will go ahead and mulch these, and I will go ahead and set these up in the same location that I just had them in, obviously, because that's where the water source is. But let me go ahead and get these set up and see how much more I can shoot. But I will go ahead and try to get all these done today because these plants really need to be potted up. They are happy, but we need to get it done. All right, I may go ahead and leave you guys up here, and we'll leave it on time lapse and see how many I get done. Alright, so I am done, and I am very happy. The only issue I ran into, and I didn't realize it at the time, is that and I don't have anything open to show you. So on the grow kits themselves, on the Grobucket kits, here, it's another one I have. See that opening? That's where the hole is, and that's where the water, the extra water comes out. But because we covered them up, obviously the water's not going to come out. And like I said earlier, these are your water level indicators. And because I put this part over the ball valve because I wasn't sure if it was going to fit, some of them I can't get these things all the way down in the bottom. You live and learn. I don't know if it was on this video or the previous video on this where I said, if you think that I don't know what I'm doing or talking about, you're probably right. Case in point. So I've got 4, 5, so half, so half and half basically is what it turned out to be, that don't have the meters in there. I'm not going to take them out. I can probably try and move them, but the problem is that because it has the weight of the soil on it, if I try and move this snaps like right off. And so I don't want the soil going down into the water reservoir, and it would just make more of a mess than anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to water these guys in from the top to get them set in, to get them going, just like you would any regular container. And on the ones with the flag things, I'm going to fill it up all the way. Once it stops, then we're good. I'm going to fill up that water reservoir, and then that way whatever doesn't fill in. So on the ones that don't have the flags, I'm going to put in about 1 gallon's worth of water. I'm going to put in some water and fill up that, and so then whatever void is left, then that'll fill it up. And you know what? Scratch that. Yes, I'm figuring this out on my own. I might edit this. I'm going to go ahead and just water everything in, fill that up, and then just make sure that that's filled the whole time. And as long as that's filled, then that tells me that everything here is good and doesn't need any water. So I'm going to water everything in, top that off, the tank, basically my quote-unquote water tank. It's going to fill it in like it did the first time. I'm not going to put the mulch on today because I'm just way too tired, so I'm going to do that tomorrow, probably when I get home. Although I'm going to be home kind of late, and so it's going to be dark. But that's really it. I just want to close out this video because that's the only thing. I'm going to come back in a third video just to show you with the mulch on top what the situation is with the water. I'm wondering now if when you put the grow bucket system in there, if it's tall enough, you can move it over, and then that way obviously you're going to have enough room for the flags to go down. So that was just user error. I don't know if it's in the instructions, but I will make that recommendation. But on that third video, I'm just going to come back, show you what the results are, and just kind of, I guess, you know, I'm dating myself here, but I'm going to do Jerry Springer final thoughts on the whole thing. So far, I'm very happy. This is 10 of them. We've got some broccolis, the first 2. Everything else is basically just different kinds of lettuces. We have a mustard. We have these all mixed in. This is a full-on cabbage, like head cabbage. I don't know how well it's going to do in here with that. And this is a purple Brussels sprouts. And this is Chinese cabbage. I do have more over here, but these guys are just going to go into the regular garden. And then I do have another think this is a 30-gallon container. I might actually take the soy that's left over from the last batch that I mixed to get these guys set up, top this off, and then drop all the extra plants in there. Although I know the cabbage, I might make some kind of an arrangement, because these are cabbages, and I like showing you guys that you can fit all this food growth into your spaces. And so I do have a grower for that, so I will put that in there. Let me actually do that now. And so then I'm gonna finish off that last batch of soil that I just mixed in, toss it in here, add some amendments. I do have worm castings as well I can mix in there, and I'm gonna finish off the containers in there. But this is all set up. I'm gonna water it in. It's not supposed to be horribly hot, so it should be good. The ones from the grow, yes, from at this point probably 2 or 3 videos ago, those are doing fantastic. I didn't get a chance to check on it to see how they were doing on water, but they were pretty full. They were pretty wet, they were soaked, and I filled up the Gorillas yesterday or the day before, I think. So those should be okay for now. I realized after the fact, the only thing I didn't put in here that I put in the other one is peas. That's because I had so many greens, and I have so many peas already growing. We actually already have some producing. So go ahead and follow me over on Instagram. You're gonna go ahead and see that. This is way longer than I expected, but I'm gonna cut this back. But go ahead and click the like, the subscribe, hit the bell notification, so when videos like this go up, you guys know about them right away. Come over, drop a comment, whatever the case may be. But with that, I am out. I'm gonna go shower. Tired but not exhausted, but that's it for now. Peace.